Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. Welcome in if you're new. I'm Esty. I like to read. And this week I'm gonna do like a reading vlog. A read with me for this week. I don't have any classes right now, so I don't really have very much to do this week. So I'm hoping to catch up on a lot of my reading because I'm very much behind on my reading goal. Very much. So I'm gonna try to catch up this week and see how many books I can read since I don't have anything else to do besides just go on my runs. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So I have besides catching up on my reading goal, I have two books that I really want to get done this week that I've kind of started. It's Mistakes Were Made. I'm almost done with this one. I'm probably gonna finish today. I've been trying to read this one for so long. It just hasn't been, I just haven't been feeling it, so I keep putting it off. But it's on my TBR this month. It's randomly drawn. So I'm gonna try to finish it. I should be able to finish it today. The next book I want to finish this week for the goals is Two Twisted Crowns. I started this one last month and then had to go, didn't have to, but I decided to finish some other books before getting back to this one. Not that far into it. I'm only on page 73. So this is the second book. The first one is One Dark Window. So I'm hoping to finish out this in the duology because I think her new book, Rachel Gilling's new book, releases this month, I want to say, in March. It'll probably be out by the time this video is out, but as I'm filming now, it has not been released. I want to say it's next week or the week after. How many books I'm going to read this week? I'm going to try to knock out a few, but it'll be what it'll end up being, and I'm just excited to have a week off to do what I want again. I also might try finishing the audiobook for Long Live the Elf Queen. I think I'm on Long Live the Elf Queen. Oh my god, I should figure that out. 60% through. I have to see if I can repick it up from my Libby app. If I can repick it up from Libby, that is going to be one of my other priorities to finish. So today is day 2 of my week-long reading vlog. Last night I was able to finish Mistakes Were Made. Oh, my car. Last night I was able to finish Mistakes Were Made, and I got to page 190 in Two Twisted Crowns. I'm going to continue to read this while at work today, so I will keep you all updated. Okay, so I'm done with work. I didn't end up reading any at work. I just really wasn't in the mood to read while at work, so I just didn't. So I'm gonna put some music on and read now while I wait for dinner. And like I said earlier, I'm on page 190, so we'll see how far I get. I'm hoping to get, my goal I guess would be like 250, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. I'll review Mistakes Were Made later and put that in at some point. But for now, I'm gonna read. To start off this morning's reading, Two Twisted Crowns, I'm at page 228. So 228 in this. I'm going to pick an audiobook. I'm not sure what one yet, and I'm probably gonna listen to that today. So I'll put whatever one and where I'm at on screen because it's probably gonna be one that I started and just haven't finished. So I will add that to the screen here, and we'll see how it goes. I have two little updates for you. So the first is about Mistakes Were Made. I finished this one. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. This book was a lot spicier than I thought it was going to be. In this book we follow Cassie Klein, who is in college. She's in her senior year, I believe, of her undergrad. And she sneaks off, well, she doesn't sneak off campus. She goes off campus one night to a dive bar because she just got out of a relationship, I believe. And ends up having a one-night stand. And the next morning at breakfast with her best friend, she realizes the one-night stand was with her best friend's mom. And so then the story kind of unfolds from there as, you know, Cassie and Parker, that's the best friend. Cassie gets invited home with Parker, and she sees Erin, who is the mom, and things kind of go from there. And I don't know, there's cute parts and there's cute parts in the relationship, but there's also a lot of spice. And spice is fine, but I prefer my books with more plot than spice, and this one had a lot of spice in it. There is age difference. There's a lot of sneaking, there's a lot of hiding of the relationship, kind of dealing with things out, feeling things out. I don't know, the romance parts were cute, the spice maybe just a little much for me, but I don't know, it wasn't terrible. I wish there was a bit more to the plot than there was, but that's okay. I have too much to say, I think that's really my thoughts. Not too crazy, not too not crazy. Wish there was a bit more plot to it. because a lot of it just sneaking around and kind of spicy stuff, and then you'd get bits and pieces of there being like good plot and like good character development, and you see stuff and like important conversations to be had. Like, I think Aaron and Parker's relationship in this, that's the mother and daughter, is really good to see and like kind of understand, because, you know, Aaron is divorced from her father, or from Parker's father, and so, you know, they kind of have to rebuild their relationship. And I don't know, there are good parts and I do enjoy some of it. I just wish there was more plot than spice, but that's my personal preference. If you like spice, I'm sure you will really like this one. There's that. So I don't forget to make this little review of it. Next on the agenda, I started reading Long Live the Elf Queen. I continued to read it. I'm about 90% left. I have about an hour and some odd minutes left in it. I'm gonna finish that one up tomorrow. So that one I'll finish up tomorrow, and I'll be able to give you a review and a rating. I kind of already know where I'm sitting at with my thoughts and feelings on that book. A little bit, not fully. I did read a few of the reviews because I thought I was going to be done with it today, and I went in to kind of see what the vibes were of other people to see if I was being delusional or fine. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys do that, but I do. This one is Two Twisted Crowns. I'm actually going to read this a little bit while I lay in bed before bed, so while I lay down for bed. I'll update you before I do that. I probably won't read too terribly much. I'm at 270 right now. And I will say, this book is multiple characters POV. I definitely have favorite characters point of views and other characters who are kind of just boring me. I understand why they're there. Okay, I get it. But it doesn't mean I like them. That's not even true. That's not even like fully true. It's like I have my two preferred characters, which are, I don't want to spoil it. I prefer Elspeth's point of view and her duo. I don't really love the prince's point of view. I don't know, like the pacing between the 3 point of views is like significantly different. So it's kind of hard to go like bounce back and forth between like a fast-paced, action-packed point of view to like a slower paced, arguably not as high stakes point of view. Like, it is high stakes, but not to the extent of the other 2 point of views, if that kind of makes sense. So it just like, you read fast, and then you get to like kind of a slower point of view. Nothing wrong with that, you know, it's just a pacing thing. And like, I think it breaks it up nicely and it gives enough suspense. It's just kind of annoying to get to after, like, you know, life or death out here, and then you're like, oh, in the castle at a feast, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Why am I in a castle at a feast right now? I was just out in the woods dying. But anyway, I'm gonna try to read a little bit more of this. I hopefully my goal is 30 pages to get to 300. Most likely we'll probably only read 10, 15, if I'm being fully honest with you. But check back in with me tomorrow morning and we'll see where we're at. It's the beginning of day 5 for my reading vlog, I think day 5. And I finished Two Twisted Crowns last night, and I finished Long Live the Elf Queen yesterday. So I have 2 books to review. That'll come later, but I'm about to go to work, and I need to pick a new book to bring with me to work, so let's do that. Here is the TBR shelf. I think I'm actually gonna pick Hold the Night Fast the Wolves, because I think I can get through it pretty fast. So I'm gonna try that. Hi guys, okay, let me do this update before I get ready for bed, since I'm kind of put together right now. I started reading Hold the Night Fast the Wolves. Today's day 6, I think tomorrow's the last day. So I ended day 5 at In this book, I was at page 14 at the end of day 5. I'm going to read a little bit more, so I won't update you on what we're at right now. However, day 5 was 14 pages in. I don't know if I'll end up finishing it tonight, but I think I'll get pretty close to finishing it, so I will update you after that. So far, I think I like it. I think I do. I'm not like 100% sold on it, but I also am not hating it. Like, I'm having a time. I feel like the story is unique. Like, I haven't read a story like this, I think, like, really ever before. So it's like a unique story. It's not something that I've like seen a lot. For those who don't know, which is probably most of you, because this is not like a book I've ever seen anyone read or talk about before. But in this book, we follow our main character, Senna, who I wouldn't say necessarily fell in with the wrong crowd, but was like kind of forced into it. Because on the world she lives in, it's basically ice and cold, and there's ice storms. And it's like 1 month of the year where it's like nice enough for these sled races to happen. And they're not necessarily like sled races. They're races to get to these areas where you can mine, I think they call it exocarbon. It's basically like in everything that they build in this world. And so Senna has to make a decision because really the only ways to make a living on this planet are to like work with the Voan wolves, which is like the planet's version of wolves. It's the species called Voan and Earth wolf bred together. So it's like a super wolf. So you can either kind of be someone who helps train them and take care of them. You can be an engineer who fixes up the sleds, or you can be on the sled team like a racer. And her mothers were racers. She, however, does not want to follow in those footsteps. And so she ends up picking the path of being kind of a pickpocket and kind of gets in some trouble with the like crime syndicate head of the crime crew there. And ends up causing and getting herself into a lot of trouble with him. So she has to try to figure out how to get herself out of that mess. I like it. I've never read a book with this premise before, so I think it's really cool. And it's like, I think that is really adding to my enjoyment of the book. So yeah, I can't wait to see where it ends up going. Like I said, I'm about halfway done or a little over halfway. So I'm excited, and I will keep you guys updated. I'm finishing up the last few pages of this book. I didn't end up reading any last night. I don't know who I thought I was when I said I would, because it was 9 o'clock and I just ran a 5K. I went and crashed out. But I started on page 188 and I'm almost done. This is all I have left. So I think it ends, I'll tell you exactly when it ends, but I'm almost done. There's only a little left. Okay, I'm gonna quickly give you my quick recaps for these to end the video off. So this is Two Twists Crowns by Rachel Gilling. I rated this 5 out of 5 stars. I really liked how this book ended. I wasn't sure I was going to, but I think it wrapped up so perfectly. Her writing is so good. The magic system was so good, inspired by tarot. I am going to be picking up her next book, The Night and the Moth, I believe is what it is. Super excited, would recommend the series. I had a good time, and it's a duology, so it's kind of a quicker read to get through. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I'd recommend. And last but not least is Cold the Night, Fast the Wolves. I also really enjoyed this one. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought the story was super cute. There's a second book in the series that I will be reading. And honestly, I will say, like, during this, I was like, oh, you could honestly set up another character, like, in this story. Because you could set up another story, which I think is what she was obviously doing, because she did set up another story. So I am probably going to pick up the next one, because I am interested. I really, really like the connection, and I don't know, something about a wolf or a dog, you know what I mean? I enjoyed this. I would recommend. It's a nice read. I think it's a duology. I think there's only 2. I'm not sure what the name of the second one is. I'll put it on screen. But I would recommend this. I had a good time. I did shed a tear. Tugs on your heartstrings. Because it's just a girl and her dog. You know what I mean? Just getting through it all. And I don't know. Very heartwarming. Very much enjoyed. Would recommend.